This is Century of Ashes. We're here on PlayStation 5. Be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well. So what are we getting here on PlayStation 5? Well, it should be a 4K resolution at 30 FPS, but honestly, it's not really hitting close to that a lot of the time. There are some really bad performance issues on this version of the game, which is honestly such a shame because it's actually pretty fun to play. So this is a free-to-play title where you are doing basically dragon warfare. You've got a dragon with a set of skills that you select, and you go about across a variety of different game modes, waging war against enemies, typically in a large-scale 6v6 type of environment. There is a tutorial and initiation area, and while it does have crossplay, which you can turn off from going to the game settings in the main menu, it does not feature cross progression, which is a bit disappointing, or at least from what I've seen, the PlayStation version is not supporting the cross progression, which to me is a big disappointment, because obviously I was really hoping to come in here with all of my dragons and perks. I guess it was like a PlayStation decision in that regard to not allow that, so that kind of sucks, but yeah, so basically you get a version where none of your progress carries over, and a version of the game that does not run very well at all. It still looks pretty good, but, you know, it's definitely got a lot not really going for it on the particular platform, which is ultimately very disappointing to me, because, you know, typically I would actually recommend giving this a go, because it's a pretty neat game. So yeah, the concept in itself is pretty straightforward. You're just doing arena-based dragon combat. You are blasting each other away and trying to survive, and it seems like people disconnect and quit a lot more on, I don't know, just what I've been noticing here. Anyways, you know, compared to when I played it back in the day, it seems people quit matches a lot more often for some reason. Whoa, I am absolutely just getting destroyed out here. They are definitely on me. So yeah, you can do things such as just straight up like combating and battling one another, you know, team-wise, or you could be doing a mode where you're trying to like steal gold and stuff, which is kind of neat. So yeah, kind of goes back and forth, and this is like kind of a bit of a, as you would say, round-based type Carnage scenario here. Oh no, this one isn't. Sorry, there's like initiation was like a turn-based, a round-based thing. So yeah, there's a few different maps. They all look pretty good. I think there's some slight variations on the levels too when you play them, which is nice. And then the maps also have all these like power-up things that you can find, like getting shields or getting speed boosts. You can also use the little tiny, like, there'll be these spots on the map to get like bumped ups, or there'll be these little veins here that will give you a little bit more essence so that you can recharge your speed. But as you can see, like, performance-wise, this is just not this is not where it should be at, quite honestly. I mean, it's already tough enough having the lower frame rate on top of things. Having it, like, you know, not even be consistent is just like not an ideal situation. So for me, this one's kind of good in little bursts, if that makes sense. Like, I do enjoy the game, but I can also see where a lot of players would likely get kind of maybe like bored after a little bit, if that makes sense. Like, if you play it like consistently, I think you'd kind of sit here and be like, huh, you know, same set of maps, not too many, same set of game modes, and then there's nothing else really past that, right? Because it's a multiplayer only title, so it's not like you're doing, you know, any sort of like single player stuff or anything like that. You're just literally battling one another, which can be cool, like I said, if you like this game, which I actually typically do enjoy at this game. It could be a blast, but you got to think of it like just, you know, kind of like long-term play. I don't know if you would sit here day in, day out playing it, but I think if you give it a whirl, you'd be like, oh, this is kind of a cool, you know, kind of dragon fighting game, because we don't really get much like this, you know what I mean? We don't really have too many dragon type games in general. Nothing that's like really high caliber, and you know, it's a nice refreshing change of pace for multiplayer combat to be kind of battling as giant dragons. And then the variation of dragons is really cool too. You kind of like, there's Battle Pass, obviously, you know, and then there's premium stuff, but you kind of like, you hatch your dragons, and then your different riders have different like attack abilities too. Like you can see in the bottom right corner there, I've got like this array of different abilities I can use. So you kind of, to a degree, customize and improve your dragon so that you can do more damage or different types of damage. I don't want to say more damage, if that makes sense, because, you know, then it's sounding like it's like pay to win or something like that. But you know what I mean? You do damage in different types of ways, and you can do different, like, you know, attacks and whatnot, and different elemental things, and, you know, and then the different types of dragons you get are kind of neat. And there's lots of personalization and customization too in this one. You really can kind of change up the look of stuff, and I think that's kind of fun. So, like, it's well-rounded for cosmetics and stuff, which makes sense, and it's got like a good set of maps, and it's got like a decent set of game modes. Well, there's only like really a couple, but, you know, so I think, like, I don't know, if they keep working at it and they keep adding content and stuff, I think this one can be really, really good. It just, on the PlayStation side of things, it's so much harder to recommend because of, you know, those performance issues. If you're wanting to play it and you've played it somewhere else, you're basically starting from scratch. But it's really the performance issues where I'm just like, this is, you know, it's not ideal, right? Like, you're doing, like, shooting and stuff, you want it to be at least running decently well. And you know, it's not like the console's not powerful enough to give us, like, you know, a smooth frame rate or even a higher frame rate. It's like, not like there's any graphical options or anything. It's just a little kind of like, oh, wow, I thought we were going to get a little bit more. Because there was, essentially, like, this version of the game, too, was, like, delayed. And, you know, kind of past that, you know, it came out a lot later after, like, the Xbox version of everything. And it's just kind of, like, weird that it's such a gap, if that makes sense. And yet we still are getting a version of the game here that's not perfectly at the level where I kind of would expect it to be or hope it to be. And I think that ultimately is a little bit disappointing for sure, but let's jump into the next match here. And we're back for another battle. I actually quite like this level. It's got like a neat vibe to it. And this is what I'm saying, like the level designs and stuff is really good. Just like not quite enough of them, if that makes sense. Seeing that gas attack seems more popular now too. Fire Legion takes the lead? Well, I will have none of that. Like, this is just so rough to play when it's running not even, like, relatively smooth at its target. Wow, I got absolutely smoked there. I was kind of hoping we'd get one of the gold-based maps, that's for sure. Off we go. Sometimes this combat really sends you going all over the place. But if you have like a really good map flow, you can just go around really easily getting health, getting power-ups. And that can also be a disadvantage if you're just starting out, because then you don't know where the different spots are. And basically it'll just end up with you getting killed. See the deaths? It's so dramatic. I guess you're at like a little bit of a disadvantage, I would say, crossplay-wise, just due to the performance hiccups. What an odd situation, honestly. Like, you would have thought they would have had this all ready to go on here. I was actually really looking forward to this new release, because I was like, oh, good. Another chance to jump in here and play this, having a good excuse for it. You know, because I've done like a few streams of this. I've covered like a seasonal update they did. I reviewed the game on other platforms. It's cool. I don't know. Hopefully down the road someone will be able to dive in here and like it'll be running better on this platform. Yeah, gas attack. It's super super powerful. I think that must be like a newer thing. I don't really remember that one being deployed too much. Watch out for the wall damage. It'll you can literally kill yourself. You're like your dragon parent stuff. Large bounty, is that because they're absolutely destroying everybody? There we go. I don't have any stamina, which makes me an easy target. I'm dying so much in this. Isn't that one guy not even died on our team? Getting absolutely just pummeled here. Then again, I've got like a no-level account because all my stuff is in here. Which is frustrating, because I've got some cool dragons. I wanted to show off my cool arsenal of dragons. You've got to be kidding me. I feel like they're almost picking on me, because no one else is dying to the degree I am. I feel very targeted. Oh, that performance is abysmal. Oh, come on, he's like a one-shot. What are they, like, working together to team up or something? Like, I had that guy almost dead, and then his whole team is on me, and, like, I got no squad mates, it feels like. I just keep dying. This is frustrating. I usually do so well at this. Like, I had that guy, like, to an inch of his dragon life. I will try to gather some power-ups. I thought there was a red thing there. Oh, the speed tunnels are a lot of fun, and I totally missed it. Okay. How did we win with that many deaths that I had? I can't even fathom how much of a drag I was on our team. Like, legitimately, that's crazy to me. Okay, on to the next match, I guess. Here we go, time for another battle in the Century of Ashes. Yeah, it's going. Let's battle here. So now we actually get to do the gold capture in game. This is the one I was talking about. It's actually kind of neat because you gotta like hold your coffers, you gotta build things up. So you collect the gold, you bring it back to your thing, you might get attacked, they might steal the gold from you. It's a really neat back and forth kind of mode. And I do think it's actually like a pretty cool one, and it's a bit odd that it hasn't popped up yet, but, yeah, neat all the same. Guess I'll try to deliver this before getting destroyed. But, yeah, I don't really have any other details or context to provide. I think I've kind of gone over everything I need to. So just enjoy more gameplay of it in action, I guess, to hear how it is, or see how it is without commentary.